Hi, my name is Daniel Jung. I'm a graduating senior, class of 2018, major in BMS. So I knew I wanted to go to a big school where you can experience the campus experience, since I'm an international student. But I also wanted to be in a small community at the same time, and I knew that NYU Tandon, before it was Poly, was a small community within NYU, so I decided to choose it. I really liked biology and chemistry before coming into college, and BMS seemed to be a nice mixture of chemistry courses and biology courses at first, so I decided to choose that. I think the best course was Advanced Cell 1, BMS 3314, because you learn so much more about the cell and how they work compared to how you think it's just a soup of things inside in Bio 1 and genetics. So that was very eye-opening. The best course that I took that is non-BMS was, I want to say, ethics and environment, because it was a nice mixture of some sort of applied sciences, but not hardcore science as like my major. So it was a nice breath into what is happening in the real world and what people should be caring about. I think the best way to study is paying attention in class, not taking notes of every single thing that the professor says, and then later going back home and then reading the textbook and filling in the gaps, or like using other supplemental material. I worked for the BMS program, and I was involved in the clubs, BMSC, Base Pairs, and KESA. That was mostly later on in my undergraduate career. During my sophomore year, I was a tutor just for one semester at TRIO. I was tutoring math courses, and I also was part of this social media platform at Washington Square called the Verge Campus, and I was the social media director there. They definitely made me challenge my scheduling abilities. A lot of things happened at the same time. I had to make sure that I had enough time to study, enough time to sleep, enough time to meet my friends. Yeah, and I also had really nice opportunities to meet a lot of great people that I wouldn't have met otherwise. I think at first it was just at work, working with the BMS program, I had to do a lot of things that I wasn't familiar with. So it was challenging, but also very worthwhile. And then later on senior year, when I started applying for grad schools, that's when more things piled up and it became really intense. So right after my undergraduate school, I'm going into my PhD program, and hopefully after 5 years, I'll go into research at a company or go into more academia. I think it would have been nicer if someone told me there's nothing laid out for you really. It's like whatever you pursue is what you make out of your college experience. So you shouldn't be just expecting things to fall down the sky. You should be chasing or like looking for whatever you want to do and trying your best to get it rather than expecting someone to give it to you. I think I was a late bloomer in the program. I didn't really interact with anyone in my major, with my peers until junior year, maybe at the end of sophomore year. So I think definitely trying to mingle more with people from my major and people who could later on be helpful to me and I could be helpful to them as well would have been nicer. I'm hoping that current students won't be scared to reach out to me and just like ask me questions about like, oh, what did you think of this class, or can I ask you to help me with some advice or something like that. Just don't be afraid to make mistakes. This is probably the last time that you can make mistakes and get by with it.